I literally just hopped out of bed after finishing this week's episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds because there's a good bit to talk about. So, we have finally made it after 9 weeks, because they released an episode early. We're at the end of season 2 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds with episode 10 entitled Hegemony, which, as we know, or knew from the name of this title of the episode, that it was going to be dealing with the Gorn. And my god, is it a good episode. But I do have some gripes with this episode. So let's just dive right in. So it turns out that, the Kali Yuga or Cayuga or whatever, the other, Batel's Constitution class name is sent to this planet that full of colonists that aren't in the Federation, that are, you know, tasked with they're just there to help them. Essentially, it's not part of the Federation, but they're still helping them, helping these colonists, and they've matched this planet to kind of like 21st century Earth, essentially, which is very on brand for Star Trek, the original series, anyway, because there was a lot of episodes where they would go visit a planet that was similar development to Earth, with maybe some slight tweaks here and there. So that felt very Starfleet. We see Nurse Chapel actually here on this planet, helping just before she goes on to her research fellowship with her future fiance, Dr. Robert Kobe. And so she beams back up to the ship, and as not long after she's done that, we see a shuttle going straight down and crash landing on this planet. In my mind, knowing that this was the Gorn, I thought that might have been, Christine and a few survivors of the ship uh, crash landing, only way to survive. I was wrong, but we'll get to that. And then this Gorn ship shows up, and it turns out they're going to turn this planet into like a breeding planet of sorts, or just a planet to, feast on. And yeah, then it's the Enterprise that goes there. They try to figure out a way to get to the planet. They figure out, if we make this ship look like a debris, akin to in some certain zombie movies, if you dress like and look like a zombie, they'll leave you alone, and the Gorn do leave them alone. But it's also this. We get to the bit that I don't like about this episode is the fact that it's setting up that Christine Chapel hasn't survived. Sick bay's gone from the saucer section of the ship. That they can't tell if there's any survivors, so presume she's dead. Which, as I was watching that, I'm like, she's not dead. She can't be dead because of her appearances in the original series. So them trying to build this thing up, with Spock feeling, or at least inside feeling sadness and dread of how they left things, and after the last episode, it fell flat for me, knowing that she, no matter what happened, she was going to survive. And we do see that later on in the episode. She is one of the few survivors of that ship. Um, so then, you know, we have our landing party of Pike. Ortegas finally gets her a chance to be on a landing party, which kind of goes south for her. We'll get to that. Mbenga and Sam Kirk, because he was also a part of the first Gorn episode last season, where he kind of was a bit of a wuss in that one, and he wants to make up for that. Um, and so, they go down, they find someone, after getting trapped, and it's none other than Montgomery Scotty. Yes, we finally have Scott in this show. Scotty. Little disappointed that it wasn't played by his son, by James Doohan's son, because James Doohan's son has gone on to do a lot of voices for Scotty, um, in the likes of Star Trek Online and all that stuff. But I get it, James Doohan's son is a lot more older, and this is a younger version of Scott. So he does all right. He does all right. It's going to take a good bit of getting used to him. I'd say before I actually like his version. But so far, very Scotty. Very he definitely feels like Scotty. I'm happy for it. I'm happy that we finally got. Not only do we have we've seen James Kirk, Spock obviously, and Uhura obviously. We now have another member of the TOS crew show up, being Scotty. So then they end up going to survivors. Turns out Battelle has survived, but her survival is kind of now up in the air with in terms of the end of the episode. They go track down Scotty's shuttle. As they're doing this, on the Enterprise, they come up with a way to take out this Gorn in a tower that's blocking communications, and it's to literally throw the saucer section at it. And so Spock volunteers. He goes over. Turns out, as I said, Christine's alive. Hooray! As I said, she was always going to survive. No matter what they tried to do, they had to keep her alive in order to keep that continuity with the original series. Unless they decided to come out and say, oh yeah, no, this is in a different universe, and then fuck things up that way. So yeah, they fight a Gorn. They fight a fully adult, or it looks like a fully adult Gorn in their version of an EV suit. And I like their version of an EV suit. It looks really, really cool. It looks like really cool armor and all that. But the heads of the Gorn is what I don't like. They just they don't gel well with me. Because it's hard to see these version of the Gorn become the Gorn that we see in Arena. Now I get, you could easily say, what they've been doing, time travel shenanigans has been happening. That's kind of slightly altered and tweaked things here and there. But yeah, I'm still 50-50 on the Gorn design. Anyway, they throw the saucer section of the Cayuga into the tower. It works. And Spock, Chapel, Pike, Scotty, and Battelle all get beamed back over to the Enterprise. And they go to beam back, Mbenga, Sam Kirk, Ortegas, Mbenga, and the survivors, but the Gorn get to them first. And then the episode ends on a to-be motherfucking continue, because with all the ships firing at them, Robert April has told them, get the fuck out of there. And they're like, well, what do we do? Are we going to leave the crew? Are we going to turn tail and run? And I think I kind of already know the answer to that. And that is because of Sam Kirk's involvement. If Sam Kirk wasn't there, or even Mbenga, then we know that, then we wouldn't know. But because those two key people are there, two people that have, kind of shown up in the original series, Sam Kirk in Operation Annihilate, where he gets off, and then Mbenga because he has two appearances in the original series in season 2 and season 3. So we do know that they are going to be saved because of that. And that's kind of the annoyance of a prequel series. We introducing characters that we have seen in the original series and put them in these dire situations. We know they're going to survive. Overall, I really love this episode. It was a really, really good episode. Really, really well shot. Like, everyone was on point. And that's what I loved. Except for my agreements with the whole Nurse Chapel situation. This episode was really, really good. And it makes me looking forward to seeing how things play out in season 3. And I love that they're going back to kind of the roots of classic Trek. With Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager, and Enterprise, I think, all having season finales be two-parters. Starting with the best of both worlds in TNG. That was the start of the ending a season and beginning a season on a two-parter. And so I'm very happy that they're, bringing that back. Yes, it's slightly pissing me off that I can't easily just jump to the next episode, because with the writer and actor strike going on, as to my knowledge, they haven't been filming season 3, or see, there's nothing been done for season 3. There's been no word on it. So, yeah. Also, support the writers and support the actors whilst they are on strike. So overall, season 2 of Strange New Worlds was good. Kind of rocky in the beginning, with the first 3 or 4 episodes, but it's definitely stuck the landing towards the end of the season, and it's proving once again that Strange New Worlds is a very good show. It is very good from beginning to end. They are going to be some episodes that I might not like, and you will like, and vice versa. But that's Star Trek. That's always going to be a factor in Star Trek. You might like the best of both worlds, parts 1 and 2. I don't. So yeah, that has been my review of season 2 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I hope you enjoyed. And it's only a couple more weeks until we get season 4 of Star Trek Lower Decks, which I will be there every Thursday morning reviewing the new episodes. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe for more Star Trek related content, and I will see you all tomorrow for my 100th movie review, which is of Star Wars Episode 6. So, I'll see you tomorrow.